What is going on, YouTube? So coming back today with pretty much my full week 1 recap of college football, or week 3. Don't know what I'm saying, but anyway, coming back a little bit late. I really did want to do this a little bit earlier, but I'm getting to it now. So let's start with the obvious game, and that is Louisville over Florida State. Man, 63 to 20. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. I won't lie, that seems like, that seems like video game numbers. Lamar Jackson put up one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen so far this season. Now, there's two ways you can look at this Lamar Jackson so far this year. One, who's really going to stop this Louisville team? No one's come really even close to stopping them yet. But I believe Louisville-Houston coming up in, 2 weeks? It's a big game. It's a huge game. You got two of the most athletic and in my opinion, underrated quarterbacks, at least at this point, coming into the season. Like I said, both have been studs so far. Greg Ward struggled through the first, 3 quarters of that game, and then really just blew it open in the fourth. So, that was Houston against Cincinnati earlier this week. Looked like Cincinnati might be able to pull off the upset. Really did not. Like I said, Lamar Jackson, just a fantastic performance so far. Something like 18 total touchdowns up to this point. Had over 1,000 yards in his first 2 games alone. So, what else do we got here? Oh, Florida State, just kind of an unfortunate game. Just one that you just want to forget. Anytime a quarterback rushes for 146 and 4 touchdowns, not one you want to remember. Ohio State and Oklahoma. I didn't see that big of a blowout coming, but you had to know that Ohio State was going to be able to win that game. Just from the way both teams have played up to this point this year, it just seemed kind of obvious in my mind. Ohio State just looked like the better team coming into this game, and the Sooners just did not play well. They looked outmatched on both sides of the football, I really think that they should not be in the top 25 anymore because of it. I'm not a big fan of any team that's 1-2 being in the top 25, barring maybe Ole Miss, because 2 of their losses are to after FSU, not top 10 anymore, but at the time a top 10 team. USC Stanford. USC just has not had a fun season so far. Stanford 2-0. Christian McCaffrey's looked very good. Stanford's looked very, very good in their first 2 games against 2 quality opponents. So Stanford looking like they might be able to make a good push for the college football playoff, especially after what happened to Oregon. Washington is looking very good also, granted Portland State, but still. Colorado, Michigan. Colorado had the lead heading into the second quarter, and then Michigan kind of pulled away. Colorado was leading 21-7 at one point. Yeah. Anyway, Clemson looked good against South Carolina State. Their offense looked like they got back on track. Wisconsin's survives Georgia State barely, 23-17. Texas and Cal, a very, very interesting game. A little bit of controversy at the end. Davis Webb had a good game, threw for 396 and 4 touchdowns. Honestly, Texas probably should have been victorious, but it's whatever. I don't know about victorious, but at least I believe it should have headed into overtime. Michigan State proved that they are most likely for real. Notre Dame's a respectable team this year. There's no doubt about it. At least in my mind, one of the better 1-2 teams. That doesn't say that much, but their losses. One unfortunate loss to Texas, and then Michigan State just looks like a good team this year. North Dakota State and Iowa. North Dakota State wins their 6th straight against an FBS opponent, while I believe making something like $2.25 million at the same time, somewhere around that number. Georgia beats Mizzou on a last-second touchdown from Jacob Eason. Texas A&M finally cracks the top 10 after a good victory against Auburn. LSU survives Mississippi State. Nebraska upsets Oregon. Actually, technically that was exactly on the line. Nebraska by 3, so ranking-wise, it was an upset, but I guess, sportsbook wise or betting line wise, favorite wise, it was not. Florida overtakes North Texas. Florida's got a big game against Tennessee this week. Miami absolutely derailed Appalachian State, and let me see if there's any other big thing. Oh, Alabama beats Ole Miss. I can't believe I almost forgot that one. Ole Miss kind of choked away a lead again. I mean, must not be good to be an Ole Miss fan. Again, not that many other ways you could look at that. Concerning my favorite teams, or my favorite team, Oklahoma State got a big win against Pittsburgh, which should help them rebound heading into a big game against Baylor this weekend. Big 12 not looking so hot right now. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. Georgia Tech has looked impressive up to this point. 31-point victory against Vanderbilt. That's a team to watch out for, definitely. No doubt about it. Central Michigan gets a 23-point victory. South Florida, I think, has deserves to get some respect. Same thing with Western Michigan. Two group of 5 teams that have looked very impressive up to this point. Same with San Diego State and Boise State. Texas Tech not playing defense once again. All right, that's about it. So, like I said, a lot happened this week. Obviously, if you watched This Week in College Football, very entertaining weekend. So after this, I'll be coming back with my top 25 and my predictions for week 4. So anyway, that's pretty much it. So yeah.